For our first homework assignment, I want you to think about what a plane, a football, a thermometer, and a little squirrel running up and down a tree all have in common. Think about it for a second. Have you got it? Well, they all move. And what you're going to be doing is trying to describe how they move using numbers. So let's get started. Okay, so for our first problem, a varsity football team gains 7 yards on their first play. So we'll imagine they started at the 0 here and gained 7 yards. Then on their second play, they lost 4 yards, so the ball went backwards. We can look at this on a number line and imagine that we started at 0 and the ball gains 7 yards right there. So it adds 7 yards. Then, the next play, it goes back 4 yards. So we go back 1, 2, 3, and 4. 1, 2, 3, and 4 yards back. And that subtracts 4 yards. A number sentence to go along with this, to describe the movement of the ball, would be 7 for the 7 yards they gain, minus the 4 yards they lose. And what's 7 minus 4? It's of course 3. And that shows up right there on the number line. Okay, for our second problem, we have an airplane that descends or goes down 140 feet. Then it goes back up or ascends 112 feet. We can look at this again on a number line, and we'll assume we're starting at 0 again, and the airplane would be going down 140 feet in the negative direction, but then it goes back up 112 feet, right about there, in the positive direction. That's going to end up something like that, and we can write a number sentence to reflect this and solve the problem in a sense where the airplane is relative to where it started. So we would go negative 140 plus, going back up, 112, and that's going to equal 140, negative 140 plus 12 is going to equal a negative 28, right about there. Alright, for our third problem, we have a little squirrel running up and down a tree. He starts by running up 18 inches. He climbs 18 inches, and then he slips back down 4 inches. But then he gets his strength back and he climbs up another 12. We can show this on a number line, and assuming we're starting at 0 again, the squirrel climbs up right there 18 inches in the positive direction. Then he slips back 4 inches to 4 in the negative direction, but then he goes back up again, starting at that 14 and up 12 inches in the positive direction. 2, 4, 6, 8, 10, 12 inches. We can show this using a number sentence by saying the squirrel went up a positive 18 inches, then slipped back negative 4 inches, but then climbed back up another 12 inches. And according to our number line, it should be 26, but let's think it through. 18 minus 4 gives you 14. 14 plus 12 is going to give you 26. 18 minus 4 plus 12 is 26, which is where we end up on the number line. Okay, for our last problem, the temperature at noon is 72 degrees. It's up here on the thermometer. By midnight, a cold front moves in and the temperature drops by 12 degrees. It goes down 12 degrees. We can illustrate this on our number line. Suppose we've started at 0 and the temperature is up to 72 degrees right about there in the plus direction, and then it goes down 12 degrees to right about there in the negative direction. We can represent this with a number sentence by saying plus 72 plus negative 12 for going backwards is going to equal 60. And it comes out as 60 on the number line. The answer would be 60 degrees Fahrenheit